Hey friends, it's George Conrad back again, Gang Grit Sports. If you saw the first video to this little two-part series, this is Sleeper 101. I'm trying to help folks who have never used Sleeper app before in fantasy football. I'm trying to help them out. We're talking about Dynasty fantasy football. We're talking about the concept league that I'm doing, bringing Dynasty to the masses, the legacy league that I started last year, which had a bunch of guys who had never played Dynasty or maybe who had only dabbled before. But, my whole mission with all of this is to make Dynasty fantasy football as easy as possible for new people to join up, get acclimated with it, figure it all out. And then, if those leagues stay together, I'm going to make them, we're going to evolve them as we're going along to make them more like as if I just got 11 guys who've been playing Dynasty for 15 years, right? So that's the goal, is to help people, make it easy for people to join up in a Dynasty league, to basically find the love, because Dynasty fantasy football is the most real way to play fantasy football. You're setting your team, you're keeping your team year after year, you're making moves just like you're a real general manager in the NFL. And then when the rookie draft comes up, then you're just drafting rookies, in the subsequent years. So what we're doing with this concept league is to make it as easy as possible, because nobody wants to sit through, I don't know, there's close to 30 rounds, probably 28 rounds with this league. So a lot of these new folks, they're not going to be able to, we would have had to start last year to have them all ready to do a startup draft, without automation. So going back to that logic that you inherit the team that you get, and then we're going to teach them. The whole concept behind this league is we who are more experienced are going to teach them strategies, what to look for, how to different strategies. We're not just going to tell them, hey, do this, do that. We're going to say you could do this, you could do that. But one thing that they do need to do, they need to set their draft queues, because we're going to have an automated draft. So what this video is all about. This is part 2 of Sleeper 101. And if this is the first video that you're seeing, you didn't see part 1, go look on YouTube for part 1. Look on X for part 1, Facebook. I'm going to post it all 3 places. But again, here we are on my phone. The Sleeper app looks like a little Martian guy with a football helmet on. We're going to click on that to open up the league, or to open up the app. I have many. My halo light is giving us a little problem, but I need it so you can see me. So at any rate, I have multiple teams because I'm in multiple leagues. We're just going to use this Gang Grit Sports Bringing Dynasty to the Masses League, which is my brand new league. Now, it went straight to league here. Usually when I pop into this, I'm seeing the draft page pop up, but it went straight to league here. That's not a problem. We're just going to go up here to the far right. Up here, we're going to hit draft, and that's going to bring up our draft board. Now, I got to be careful I don't accidentally start this draft, but I'm going to show you how to set up your queue, okay? So most of you who are not commissioners, instead of seeing set time with this little guy over here on the side, you're just going to see draft room. You can click that and go in, but I got to click this little thing over here, and here is the draft room. There's all those draft picks that we have not made yet, okay? So down at the bottom, though, you see the players. Now, if you grab onto that with your finger and swipe up, and swipe up, it opens up all the players. Pardon me. There's a little legend over here with all these little green spots here. Maybe looks like a book or something. Once you are on the clock and you see that over here, we'll get into that in another video. But once you're on the clock and you see that if you're not doing an automated draft, you'll see the word draft pop up whenever you're in the queue, whenever it's time for you to pick up. But as far as the draft queue goes, if you look over here with those green things, you see up at the top there, first name we're seeing is Josh Allen. We're seeing Bijan, Drake May, Gibbs. We're fading out a little bit. We got Puka, JSN, so forth and so on. Okay, so these little green guys over here, I'm just going to see if I can hit some of them backwards. So I'm just clicking on these guys. Whoop, what did I do? Yep, we're one sorted by ADP. So I'm just gonna hit a few of them here. And then you'll see that they're lit up. Okay, so some of them are big and lit up, some of them are not. Okay, once you put all those guys in there, and we did sort by receptions again by accident. Once you have clicked on those guys, and of course all these guys would be clicked for me when I'm setting my queue, then the next thing you see over, so right here it just says players, but the next thing over says queue. Real easy. So I hit queue, and there's the guys that I queued up. Now you see these little circles over here. Of course, there's your ADP rankings there. That's the average that everybody's getting drafted. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to put it in that order, but you're not going to get hurt if you do. You could just leave it all alone and not set a queue if you're in an auto draft, and they'll probably draft you a pretty decent team. But if you want to do this so you can set it up your way, then you're going to click these little arrows. You see, I just clicked that one next to Joe Burrow's name. Okay. Then down at the bottom, these little arrows are going to pop up, so I can make him go up. Whoop, where are we at? Come on, Joe, go. There we go. I'm moving him up now. Okay. So you can kind of see me moving him up, moving back down again. Once you get him where you want him, then you go over here and you hit done, and he's back in your queue right where you want him. Just as easy as that. Now, once you're drafting, just so you know, the next one over is team. You can hit this. This would show you what your team looks like if you're doing a manual draft, which 99.9% of the drafts are going to be. This is just a special case for this startup for a bunch of rookies. So once you start drafting, you can go in here. Then you can see what positions you have filled up. And then the next one over is chat. So you can actually have a separate chat for the draft. You can just go in there. Steve sent me something. Where are the rookies? Well, they're there now. So at any rate, he didn't know where the rookies were. So this is for you too, Steve. So anyhow, if you want to know where the rookies are, Steve, you just go back into players. You see the positions, the position line up here. Swipe over on the position lines, and then you'll see Superflex rookies. Hit rookies, and there they all are. So we got Jeremiah Love at the top. We got Fernando. We got Tate. Again, these are set on ADP, and these will change. So between now and when we actually do this automated draft, those ADP positions are going to change based on what other people are doing on Sleeper. So this is how you set up your queues. It is very easy once you know how to do it. I'm going to unqueue all these people because, quite frankly, even though we're sharing everything with our rookie players, I'm not going to share everything. I'm going to set up my queue in my own way. Now, my second best advice would be if you're just doing it automated and you don't want to go through, take the time to do that. It's easy enough. Go use some resources. There's plenty of resources on X if you follow the right accounts. Look for people who engage a lot, and they'll have rankings, but they're not going to have, some of them, if you click on their websites, you'll have 250 names. ESPN, Eric Karabell on ESPN.com, he does a lot of Dynasty rankings, which would include for a startup. So it would have all the veterans as well. Now, once you get through the first year, and this again, back to my rookies in my Bringing Dynasty to the Masses League, once we get into that, then if you're not getting into other leagues that you're starting up, all you're going to have to look for are those rookie rankings. Boy, I'll tell you what, the fun part of all of this, though, is you're going to watch the scouting combine, or at least check out highlights of it. You're going to be going on social media, different resources to see where everybody's ranking the rookies. Skill positions, of course, because that's what we're using in fantasy football. But it's a blast. For my legacy league, we actually do our rookie draft. I call it Draftmas Eve style. We do it the Saturday before the NFL draft, and that way when the NFL draft comes up, we already have our rookies, and now we're just rooting for landing spots. And believe me, if you don't think that we get a lot of trades, the people who wait until after and they're all trading picks and stuff, we've all traded picks way before that. But then once people start landing during the draft, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, lots of trade offers. It's a blast. So I'm getting off track here, but for everybody out there, again, I said this with part 1 of the Sleeper 101 videos. If you find any value in this, please share it with your rookies coming in the sleeper. Hopefully it'll help them out. I mean, even if they are doing a live draft, doesn't hurt to know how to set your queue so you know who the players are that you're targeting and who's available of the players you're targeting. So all pretty good stuff. If you ever have any questions, I'll tell you what, you get on YouTube, you send me a question. You get on X, you send me a question. I'd be more than happy to help you out. But for now, I'm going to sign off. It's George Conrad with Gang Grid Sports. Bringing Dynasty to the masses. Going to be at the Fantasy Football Expo in July in Canton, Ohio. Shout out to Bob Lung and Greg Kellogg for getting me involved in that. Folks, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.